This episode is sponsored by Skillshare. I'll talk about that a little bit later.
We've got 3 separate events happening over the next month that all need guitars that haven't yet been built because, you know, we've been building all of this.
It's sort of somewhat kind of looking completely different to what you're expecting because you haven't not yet seen the build series of us building the new studios at Crimson headquarters. Now I'm planning on working out of here a lot, working on the new range of guitars, working on bespoke and boutique instruments and videos and filming, and this is going to be my work area in the end. And we've got a bunch of benches, there's going to be a bunch of luthiers, there's all sorts going on, more benches, more stuff, spray booth, currently empty.
We've been finding 5 or 10 years worth of not quite good enough, worth of, oh no, the CNC machine dropped a giant tool on my guitar body, I'm gonna have to start again. Hide it in a corner. That sort of thing, and I'm a little bit of a hoarder. In the first place, it's a problem, but I hate waste.
Burn it.
In the next month, we have got our partners Leo and Ted's have got a guitar show in Bristol, and they've got some guitars that we are building for them that are being reworked out of our old previous Descendant model. Through a combination of my home workshop and here, you're going to see that happening now. We have got a bunch of other things though. We've got Maker Central coming up in Birmingham at the end of the month, and then the following week it's the Birmingham Guitar Show. And I thought, you know what? We've found a load of guitar necks, a load of various bodies, lots of Descendant variations, and I'm not a huge fan of the Descendant shape anymore myself. We've been using it for 8 or 10 years now, longer maybe, probably 8 years, and the beautiful thing is that I am absolutely convinced that I can get a really, really sexy guitar out of those existing shapes. So you're going to see some behind the scenes footage. We're going to have the camera in the workshop. You're going to see random people at Crimson headquarters doing stuff. We might pop in and see some students. We're going to customize these instruments. We're going to sand, shape, stain, play. I'm going to play.
You'll just edge up on the perfect shape. I also shouldn't be resting on the, I would like to sort this lower horn out, change things up a little bit. And if I do that, maybe I need to change up there. Problem is, I've already got some stuff in the back here, shaped and carved and good to go. So I can't take off huge amounts of material.
We don't like waste. We don't like throwing stuff away without a purpose. And a lot of these things may not have been instruments that we could sell as they were. They needed a luthier to finish and rescue and change and adjust. And that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. Rescue, reuse, recycle. It's just that we're rescuing, reusing and recycling our own past efforts.
I'm going to stop talking and just sketch a little bit. And that's it. It's pretty much there, but for the sanding. Okay, So first things first, I'm going to take this guitar, bandsaw off some excess, and then have a look. I think what I'm going to do actually is two totally different guitars. So this baby is just going to have a different shape. I might well cut a forearm carve here, but that will be it. It's still essentially a flat top guitar, slightly different shape. The other one, different story. The other one, I might end up using the same shape or thereabouts, but I think I'm going to do a lot of carving on this, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments which you prefer, what you think of the two. Now this has some very, very nice ash, very lightweight ash actually as the body. And carving through from the flamed pearwood, or the lightly vigored pearwood, to the ash is going to make a nice effect. I'm also potentially going to stain this pearwood. Now, when you're staining, no matter what stain you use, and I'm hoping you use Crimson Stunning Stains, the substrate, the colour of the wood underneath makes the stain, affects the final colour of the stain. And yeah. We normally stain onto white flame maple. That is, well, it's pearwood. I don't even know how to describe that colour at this stage. Peachy-ish. Okay. Yeah. Time to start cutting. I like that. On to one of my favourite machines of all time. Oscillating spindle belt sander thing. When doing this sort of thing, take a step back, look from different angles. I'm looking at it on the screen over here, which shows me what you're seeing, and yeah, live with it for a bit. And taking my own advice, I'm going to put these lower bevels in first. Cool, this is coming together. here we go. I'm really actually rather excited about this. Now, with all of these hard chamfers and with differing depths, etc., or widths, I suppose, this is more difficult to manufacture. But who really cares about that? What are we doing next? That's where we started. That's where we ended up. Yeah, I do like this shape. I spend a lot of time building guitars, start to finish, and not very much time working on camera, at least, on what we're doing as a guitar building company. Most of my work is done on the YouTube channel, on basically having fun. Now, onto our sponsor, Skillshare. I love learning. You've all heard me say this. I'm gonna go at this from a different tack. I am in the process of creating a new brand within Crimson. We build guitars, we build kit guitars, we make tools, we teach people how to build guitars both online here and in person. And some of those things work well together. The tools, the teaching, the kit guitars and all that. But selling high-end guitars when your customer knows that the same people, or thinks that they know that the same people, are also making your kit guitars that are a fraction of that cost, people don't like that. So we are launching a new brand. This new brand is going to be called Random Guitars, RNDM. This is the first time I've ever talked about it in public. And I need a logo for that. Now, we've got fantastic individuals who work with us who are doing this. But in order to formulate what I want, I went onto Skillshare and I typed in logo design, and I saw over 1,000 classes on logo design. And in particular, I'm going through one at the moment, logo design with Draplin, secrets of shape, type and color. This man is 40 years old. He's been through the same exact periods of design and culture and zeitgeist and all that as I have. And the way he works resonates with me. And I'm very, very much enjoying the classes that he has put together on this subject, on shape and design and typography and all of that. Now, every single time I come up with something that I don't know enough about, I go onto Skillshare, spend some time there, and am immediately enlightened, or at least pointed in the right direction of what I should be looking at. And I go down rabbit holes and lose entire days. And they are days well spent. Skillshare. Ad-free, premium, incredibly good content, and it is designed and made for creatives and people who are interested in learning, and that is you. You're here, you're watching me, you're interested in learning, so please.
The first 1,000 people to use the link or my code Crimson Custom Guitars will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare.
I urge you to do it. Support the company that supports us. And learn some stuff. A lot of stuff. We are a company that wants to build guitars for millions of people. And yeah, this is part of that. Anyhow, I'm really, really, really happy with this. I'm really happy with both of them. But I want to know what you guys think. Now, at this stage, I am going to take these both back to headquarters. We will have all of the sanding done, all of the finessing, get it absolutely ready. I do think that I want to I want to stain the pearwood one, having a finish where the flat section is a stain, then you've got the raw side of the pear, and then you've got the ash, which is as it is. I think that could look quite cool. So I'm going to do that, and well, stick around, you'll see it in the next section of this video. But which of these two designs do you prefer? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way I fall. Catch you on the flip side. Okay, so we're going to go over to the bandsaw. I'm going to cut out a lot of excess because I really love this shape. We're going to do some carving, some shaping, and by the end of this video, we're going to have some of these stained. So the other thing is that a bunch of these guitars are going to our partner Leo and Ted's, who are actually at the Bristol Guitar Show in a couple of weeks. So yeah, let's flash the details, the dates of that. A bunch of these guitars that we're working on immediately are going to be there. Yeah, almost all of these ones in this video actually. Cutty, cutty. Completely forgot about a few painted items as well. We're putting together a few struts and telly types. Sparkle much? Anyway, in the next video we will talk about what's going to happen with all of those. For now, it really is back to manufacturing. chamfers. I think we're gonna have to do these chamfers by hand.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is the lighter one. So we're gonna leave this without any calves. So this needs chamfers everywhere. Yeah, absolutely, okay. This I carve. My big issue, Dimitri, all my tools are currently in the thing under the stairs. For the last couple of years, all of my personal tools and my library has been under here. So number 8, just full. Very sad. Unboxing video? Midweek unboxing video. Why not? The chamfers on the back will be fine, but yeah, these two in particular have compound radius, or compound, what do we call them? Modern radius carves, and we're not going to get that done with a router. But yeah, we can do the back ones on the router table. Strings. Strap button. The bit you always forget is the strap button.
It's the last thing I put on because otherwise what's the point of having the strap? The rest isn't done.
This is what I need. Rasp. It's all rasp. Are you guys catching up?
Yeah. Finally. Yeah. Just polishing all the fats out now. So.
Yeah. Tell you, come check this out. I think you've got some footage of it yesterday. Where?
Yeah, please do.
Those dot inlays. What do you think they are?
I know that's only going to cause me problems.
It's literally sawdust, super glue, and crimson, vibrant, stunning stain. But it looks 100% like turquoise. Yeah. Isn't that incredible?
But
now the question is, do we want to go and make a whole hell of a lot of dust? Or do we want to use the supremely coarse hand-stitched rasp and break a sweat? Angle grinder it is. Dimitri, I absolutely apologize for that shape. This, all of that complexity. Yeah, my bad. Okay, so what I've got here is some blood orange and mango, and I also got the oxblood as the new crimson vibrant stains. The problem is we normally stain over white wood, ash, maple, sycamore, that sort of thing, and we know what that's going to look like. But I've got pear wood. It's pinkier, peachier, I don't know. And that's going to affect the stain. Now, my initial thought was to actually mix these two together a little bit, but I'm going to start with the blood orange, see what I like, see whether I like that, potentially sand that back a little bit, and then hit it with the mango over the top, and we'll see how it goes. PPE. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get some good quality, strong tissue, and we're definitely wearing gloves for this. And I'm going to be applying it relatively lightly. Now, Demetrius sanded this guitar down, dampened the top to raise the grain, sanded it back. So you sand to 240, dampen it a little bit, not wet, damp, wait for it to dry. That makes the grain go fluffy, sand it back. Do that 2 or 3 times until the grain stops raising, and then by using a water-based stain you're not going to raise the grain again. You can, if you're doing a double stain, i.e. starting with a black or a red like this and then going over with an amber, the final time the grain will be raised by this, but won't by the time you get to that. Anyhow, let's start applying, shall we? Shaky, shaky. Okay, now if you go on quite dry, then if it works according to plan, you go right over the edge and you don't have an issue with stain going down. This is also why I'm working from the center to the outside. If you work from the outside in, then you wipe stain off the rag and it'll drip down. Whoops. I'm gonna have to sand just that little bit down. Of course I did it when it was being filmed. Naughty boy. So my tissue's starting to get a bit too damp. So as that's drying into a colour I don't particularly like at this moment, might as well just go back and clean up that edge. That orange is dried. It's not as dark as I thought it would be given the substrate, so that's quite interesting, but it's also not a particularly attractive colour. So I'm lightly sanding that back. I'm tempted to put the oxblood on, but let's see what happens. Lightly sand that back, and this just gives something for the amber, or the mango, sorry, to hold on to. Gonna start with some mango and see what happens. This might be, oh, there we go. Yeah, got it in one. We're ending up with a tiger's eye kind of an effect. That is exactly what I was after. So, as long as it dries to this sort of tone, or ends up here underneath finish, I'll be happy. All right, and here she dries. But you like it?
I like it.
And you don't normally like orange guitars?
No.
So that's the test, actually. Yeah, I was surprised that the blood orange didn't work. But anyway, so it's blood orange, sand it back, and then mango over the top.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, it offsets the neck as well, because the neck's
It's a PV.
PV,
The neck and the
just
back.
standard, and
So it's not pear. It's not pear. I've been saying it's pear wood because it looks like pear wood. It's cherry.
yes.
Cherry. those of you in the comments who have been shouting at me since I've been calling it pair, you were right. Yeah, now the other final thing is if we decide to, we can absolutely add some sort of a burst in the booth.
Yeah.
And it could be potentially fun to do the offload.
Yeah, we can put the sealer over and then add like the binder into burst, so we can change up. And once the sealer's on, we'll be able to see how it pops.
Cool. So it's a little bit fat. I agree. But long term, we'll make this a little bit shorter and bring it into the line joints of the 16th, which is perfect. You won't have that, which means we'll be able to carve a full belly carve. Oh, that's nice. Nice and comfortable. Also, quite a chunk of weight. But then, finally, the whole back of the body, take 10 millimeters off, make the whole thing shorter, and probably about 10 millimeters off the sides as well.
All right.
So we still have the same offset, the same curve, the same shape, but it is a little big. But if you're just a little bit smaller there, a little bit smaller there, but because of all of this,
Yeah, we can't do it.
we can't do it on these ones. But if you look at the copper rodder's got 3 controls here, and it feels much better.
Okay. What's that?
The rough carve is one thing, but you finalise the shape and the character of the guitar comes in the final sound. Beautiful. Black substrate, lime green vibrant stain, because why not? Okay, so this one has been stained in the past, and whoever did it actually dropped some stain and left it there during the process. So, not ideal.
Let me know what you think of this format. Let me know what you'd like to see moving forward. But for now, yeah, let's get moving.
Burn it.
Perfect!